All right. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Today is what is today? Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, March 14th. All right, cool. Jesus. Been a crazy couple days in crypto and another crazy one today. So, really quick, we're just taking a look at XRP to Bitcoin. And as you guys know, Bitcoin has seen a huge spike in momentum over the past couple days. We even got over 8K. So right now, the big hot topic of the day, and this was the call that Andiamo gave earlier in, I think it was like midnight last night, for XRP, which has seen a huge gain today. So for those of you in the family and for those of you who got into that, congratulations for that. It's up 22.96% today. So if you took your way on that, killer. Right now, I kind of have drawn it into a channel. So what I'm looking at is basically the white line is the bigger channel, and then you would have the yellow line being the short-term channel that I've drawn. And we're on a 30-minute chart, so this is very a loose drawing, as well as it's not super reliable because you are on a 30-minute chart. But if you're looking for short-term gains, then this is one way to do it. So one thing I'm looking at is, let's just figure out what exactly happened here. So we'll go ahead and we kind of fell off a cliff, and a lot of people have been expecting XRP, I think, to kind of see this run, yet we just haven't seen it yet. So we dipped below the 200-day moving average, we touched it, got rejected. Touched it, got rejected. Touched it, rejection. You ain't taking a girl to prom this year. And then we continued to sell off, and then we see this huge spike in volume. And now we've made significantly higher prices, and we've seen a pretty nice little run up. So, yeah, good day to be XRP. If you kind of zoom out, and if you were to go to a bigger chart, which I will do for you guys, give me just 1 second here. It's the 90-minute. Oops. If I can get it. We'll do the 6 hour. So the 6 hour is what Andiamo called it on. And if you can notice this huge engulfing candle on some of the highest levels of volume that we have seen since God knows when, dating back to even before February. So even before then, I mean, you did see a higher level spike. So all the way back until, September, I would say. So it's been a while. This has been a long time coming. And what happened is you got above your orange line, broke above, maintained. I'll zoom in here and show you why this is so important. So huge engulfing candle. I don't think anybody would argue that. I think so. Right here, this orange line is your 21-day moving average. So if you're a swing trader, these are 3 moving averages that you could potentially look at, and you have your 21-day moving average, which is your orange line. Yellow is the 55 or 50, and then white is the 200. And what happened was when you got rejected by the yellow line here, you continued to sell off. You tried to maintain the orange line, and you sold off. And you tried to get back above, got rejected, ran back up, tested, got rejected, and finally right here we see that break on one convincing volume. So volume, highest levels of volume that you've seen since the previous year. So that's huge, right? So those are 2 factors right there alone that would make you think that, just based off candlestick analysis. And then going back, you could also look at the MACD, and you could definitely say that there was some kind of double bottomy something going on here. Your signal kind of showed it as well. Some people would say that's an inverse head and shoulders, but that broke down in my opinion. And then you spiked up, which this line right here would have been like your bottom. You may have caught that, you may not have. I'm not too upset about that. What I do want you guys to understand, though, is this RSI right here. So let me grab this trend line really quick. And from here to here, you would have started to think about something, right? You would have been like, hey, what's going on here? It looks like that's a higher low. You could have argued that it was here. We had another run up. Same thing with here. Run up, down, catch, run up, down, hold the line, run up, and then finally break this trend line, and then you would have fell below. But what I was majorly looking at was, and I think what Andiamo was looking at, was definitely your RSI here with a double bottom, as well as your stochastic was looking pretty good. You had a cross on your ADX. So all of these things kind of leveled as to why we could see a run up. Now, I want to look at one thing really quick. Give me just 1 second here, guys. Just want to pop the chat out because I don't think it's quite working. Hope you guys had a good Mother's Day, though. Hope you guys took care of your moms. Took her out, did something nice for her. Got to take care of Mama Bear. All right. Let me just move a few things around here, guys. Give me just 1 second. But awesome call by Andiamo. I mean, absolutely freaking slayed it. Cool. And if you're out there, will you please let me know and make sure? Because I did a video last time, and come to find out that the microphone was off. So make sure that I got sound. You guys can just throw me a little like, a little something to let me know that I'm okay. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right, so let's just blow this up a little bit. And then one thing I want to talk about to the family members that we talk about a little bit, but not a lot. I'm going to drag this over so you guys can see it. Okay, so this is on Binance. This is XRP, and this is the order book. Okay. And the reason why I think this is important is this is another indicator that I use a lot to help me determine the strength of the market, especially for the coins that I'm looking at, because this gives you a real life interpretation of what's being bought on the exchange and in real time. So if you're not familiar with how the order book works, is over here is your order book. So you have your coin, your token right here, and that's XRP to BTC. And then you have your sell orders, and then you have your buy orders. And if you would like to make them bigger, this button basically shows you both of them. This one is going to show you just the buy orders or the bull side. And this side is just going to show you the bear side or the selling side, the selling pressure. When you look over here, this is the ask price. So this is what they're asking to sell it for. This is how many they are wanting to sell. And this is how much total BTC it is actually worth. So let's just go back to this really quick. So as you can see that this will fluctuate all the time. It's been bouncing around 5098, 5101, 52, 53 all day. You can see here, right here, this is important. There's 2.3, 1.85. Somebody's stacking a Bitcoin order there. And if you look down here, you can see a 6. You can see 6 Bitcoins, 1 Bitcoin. So, I mean, it looks like sell orders are starting to stack, but those could be ripped away at any time. So you don't want to be too reliant on that. I mean, once you get more comfortable in reading the order book, the level 2 price action, then it will definitely become easier, because there are some manipulated things with that. I mean, there's some things that, you know, if you see 6 Bitcoins, you would think, oh my God, I got to buy it right now. And that's not the case. Because sometimes they'll pull those off the order book. You'll get your order filled, and then your coin goes down 10 more percent. See, like as you can already see, where did those 6 Bitcoins go? They're not even there anymore. So it's not really consistent. But what is consistent is right here. So you have 1, 1, and if you blow this up, 1, 1, 1, 7, 1, 7, 1, 9, 1, 2, 2, 2. To me, that is a bullish order book, right? Because there is a lot of Bitcoins and a lot of orders placed, right? So to me, I wouldn't think that that's 100% fake. Going on the other side, 0.2, 0.5, 0.0, I mean, nothing significant. Up until you get to 51, you got 4 Bitcoins. Not to say that that can't change or anything, but when you're looking at it, I mean, that's just one way to gauge it, right? Is how many orders are actually being placed over the counter right now. So one thing you can also take a look at is the depth. And the depth basically shows you this is your buy and sell walls. Okay, so you right now, each one of these pillars is basically like a wall, right? Every time there's a drop down, there's a wall there. And you can see as of right now, there's more buying pressure than there is selling pressure. So as of right now, I would definitely say that XRP is more bullish than it is bearish at this particular moment. Now that can change. And again, we're also only working, on a very small time frame, right? So all of a sudden you could see this change in a matter of a second. So don't be too reliant on that, but definitely get yourself familiar with understanding how it works, because this can be your saving grace, especially when you're putting your orders in and trying to figure out where to place your bids, how to ladder your buys, etc. All things that we talk about in the family. Okay, over here you can see the trade history. So you can see sometimes this will get slammed red, sometimes this will get slammed green. Here is actually where you would buy, right? Here's where you would buy it. But most of you guys already know that, so just kind of giving you guys a quick overview. Right down here you can see recent market activity. So in the last 5 minutes, VIA has seen a 3.82% increase. So in 5 minutes, you've seen almost a 4% jump, as well as CELER, new 24-hour high. And this shows the top 2 gainers at their positions at the current time. So in the next 5 minutes, if another coin does, it'll be something else. But new 24-hour high, 15% CELER. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's just a little bit about that. Cool. Okay. So anywho, let me back that back down. And cool. All right. Cool. So yeah, this is XRP. And then so on a candlestick analysis viewpoint, outside of just order book, if you guys have questions about that too, any further questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. Okay, so right here is we broke above the 21-day moving average, which is a super critical point in my opinion. And now we're testing above the 55 or the 50-day moving average. So in 3 hours and 39 minutes, if we can hold above here, I would like to see us retest this white line. That would be super ideal. If not, no big deal. Maybe we test the top side of the channel, and that's okay too. 55, 54, no harm, no foul there. One could even take profits here and say that was a great trade and thank you for the money. But that's just currently how I'm looking at it. Just on candlestick analysis, one thing I like too is your RSI is not an oversold territory. So you do potentially have some room there. And yeah, so I mean, there's definitely a few different things going on here. One thing I don't necessarily like is the fact that this is rounding off. So this is kind of like the strength of your trend. And this ADX, it looks like it might be rounding off and coming down. Hopefully you can see a bounce here. That would be really cool. But typically this thing kind of moves like water, and it ebbs and it flows, and it kind of just moves like a wave, right? So, but we'll see. We'll see. It's definitely, like I said, RSI is not oversold. MACD shows divergence. Stoke looks good. And like I said, I'd like to see one more run to the upside. That would be most ideal. But cool. Let's go to the corn really quick, just to put everything into good measure, because that's the big daddy. That's the one we care about, right? If my mouse would work. Well, maybe. Okay. BTC. Oh, hold up. Why did it do? Hang on. Technical difficulties. No. No, I do not. Okay. Let's try this again. Sorry, guys. With the way Streamlabs works, everything is backwards. So when I'm teaching you, it's like I'm reading from a teleprompter, or it's like everything's flipped, like doing the weather almost. So it's very, very interesting. Okay. Let's go to Binance. Okay, cool. So nothing out of the ordinary here. I'm going to go to the daily first, and we'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about everything else. In the video that I didn't get a chance to re-record, this is what I drew. I drew an Adam and Eve bottom, right? So that's what I added, and I showed you guys why this was a sharp V followed by a scoop or a rounding off. It's called an Adam and Eve bottom, and we've talked about it. And then obviously we got above the 50-day moving average, and then we took off. So what does that mean for us now? Cool. So it looks to me, and then one thing we talked about was we kept talking about this 886 area. We kept talking about the 886, and they said if we broke above the 886, then who knows? We probably get to the 1, maybe the 1272. We passed all that. Now we are up to almost the 1616. So in my opinion, Bitcoin is still bullish, because the golden cross on the daily is the first time that we have seen that, and God knows when, right? That, for all you people that have been in crypto, let's just scroll left here. This was the last time in April 18, and it was so short-lived. And then, well, I guess July. But yeah, no, July just the candles did. Actually, in April, we did see the cross of the lines. But since then, you've seen us basically be a dumpster, and we have tanked. And from there, though, we made almost what looks to be like a cup. Coming up on the 1618, it's going to be a huge resistance. Why did we get rejected here? Because look at this. This is why we got rejected. Let me get you guys a trend line, because this is super important. But it is following all the technicals. So people can say technicals are fake, TA is not real, but I promise you, and you could use the wick, you could not use the wick. This to me looks like a shooting star candle. And if you don't know what a shooting star candle is, I highly recommend that you Google it on the Google devices. But why did we get, because if you count the wick, I mean, if you don't count the wick and the candle body close, that's exactly where that was. Right? Exactly. If you count the candle body close and not the wick. I use the wick, but basically, I mean, 1618, I mean, yeah, like we are definitely reaching topside targets, at least from Fibonacci and a candlestick analysis point of view. So let's jump down. Let's look at MACD histogram. Okay. So we had some bump and runnage here. We definitely had a run. You could even 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Not a whole lot. I can understand how you maybe have not have caught that. I could get that. This wouldn't have given you too much indication, at least on a daily time scale, right? Maybe on a higher times or on a lower time frame, but at least from there. And all I care about is the daily for you guys right now. Okay. So we talked about this red line too, and I said, hey, I would like to see us potentially form some maybe bearish divergence. We did break through that line, and it looks like now we're back testing. If we can hold above that. Now, if we hold above the red line and we happen to break to the upside, well, then shoot, maybe we do get the 1618 fib retracement. You can see how we definitely held this white line, and you could even move it up. I'll move it up just to show you guys what I mean. Whoa, hey there. You could have said here. I use this one because I just felt like it was a little bit more valid. But you could argue the other one, and I wouldn't fight you. But yeah, cool. ADX. What else do you say here, man? Did his thing. Double topped right at 70. I'm gonna post a video too on just ADX because I think that you can cover that in just one whole video. So let me write that down on my phone before I forget, because I'll forget. Make ADX plus DI minus plus video. Okay. I'll forget. I got to do stupid stuff like that. Cool. So that's all that. And your Stoke. This has obviously been a topside resistance for a while. And it looks to me, I mean, you may not be done yet, but you're definitely, I mean, it's good. It's not bad to have an oversold Stoke. Nothing wrong with that. Andiamo is definitely the king of Stokes, though. That's not really my forte as much. Cool. All right, let me just check a few things here, and we'll be good to go. So that's the disadvantage of doing your own thing. You're your own tech guy and everything, so you gotta check everything out. But it's okay. Woohoo. Okay. Nope, I need this one. Perhaps. Interesting. Okay, should be good to go. I think I got everything. wanna tell you what I want, what I really, really want. Oh, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I really, really, really want to say. Okay. So yeah, that's the coin. The corn. We'll see what happens. We're taking this one candle at a time. Especially with this stuff going on right here. Right? This shooting star crap. I don't know if I like that. So if it closes like that, I'm gonna be relatively bearish, at least short term. And I would confirm that with saying that would double top, that would break down. Yeah, we'll see. Until it closes, though, I don't have any sentiment. So let's go down to a 23 hour. See, that could be a hanging man. I like this though. This is decent. That could be a little bearish. And this candle closes in 2 hours. And see, 2 hours and 27 minutes will be when the daily closes. Stay woke, because this is going to be important. And this is a rough 1618. I could be a little bit off on my fibs. It doesn't really. It depends where you fib from. So this is where I took it. It may not be that, but you could say it's where that red line's at, or where the top of this candle is at, and you would maybe not be wrong. I don't know. I just know that you're starting to reach some critical areas right now for BTC, especially with your RSI being oversold like this. Yeah. So cool. Let's go to Ethereum. Why does it keep doing that? Okay. ETH. We're doing the Coinbase chart. Okay. So let's do a little bit of sexy analysis for this bad boy. Ooh, this is very similar to Bitcoin. Approaching potentially that golden cross range, right? Where the 21 breaks through and then all of a sudden the 55 follows, or the 50 follows. Could be a wiener. One could definitely. All right, so let's just go ahead and draw this. Okay, so I would say that this. The reason I did Coinbase is because I knew I didn't have a chart on it, and I wanted to do it fresh. Okay, so I would say that is your trend line. You can maybe argue this or this. I'm going to just say this to be conservative. And then what I would also say is, okay, so we've talked about pennants before and flags and all types of things. I want to just bring up one extra thing really quick. So I would say that this right here, huge impulse. And then I would definitely say, actually, let me zoom in a little bit. See, I'm such a scalp. Let me go down to a smaller time frame just so you guys can get a better idea. Okay. See, that didn't even help that much. I mean, it does, but for explaining purposes. you got some splaining to do. Hello. Come here, big boy. Okay. And I'm going to even break this down smaller, just so everybody can get a general idea. So it makes way more sense. Whoopsies. Okay, here we go. Cool. So what do we have here? And this isn't, I mean, I'll explain the new stuff later, but I really quick just wanted to explain what started this whole thing, right? What actually caused this whole thing to do its thing. So right here, you're wrestling around, going above and below, not really doing much, and then you start to finally see the takeoff, right? Right here is where you see this huge impulse. And if you look, because I'm on such a small time frame, if you were to scroll up or go to a higher time frame, then this would all really just be like one big candle, especially from a daily, until you get to here. However, huge impulse up. This bad boy closed above the 55 or 50, held it, 21 was above it, straight shot to the upside. Impulse, then you flagged, and I think I can actually probably draw that with my high school math. And I would say this is the flag. Excuse me. Yeah, I'd say it looks something like a triangle or a flag. So yeah, this is your pennant. This is your flag. You broke above, back tested, and then reshot to the upside, holding the top end of this trend line. Wicked out, got rejected, got slapped back down, continued to hold, continued to hold, continued to hold, and boom. Took a huge dump ski right here. Now, we keep chugging along. You didn't really dump that hard, though. Reason why is because you held this 55-day moving average right here. So then what did you do? Continue to go, continue to go, continue to go. And then you cross down. Now, let's go this way. Right here, moving averages broke down, broke back up, impulse candle. Do you see how this all can maybe make sense? Hopefully I say it enough to where you guys, it beats it into your brains. Okay. And this is just candlestick analysis. This has nothing to do with RSIs and all types of stuff, any other indicators. This is strictly just candlestick analysis with a few simple moving averages. All right, so the reason why I showed you guys that example is because let's bring it to present day. So now what happened? Again, this had been riding below, this yellow line was below the white line. Okay, it was even below the orange line for a while, right? Orange line came down, built momentum, pierced through the yellow line. Then it picked up the yellow line as like an ally and tried to pierce through the white line. It did. It impulsed up, came back down, formed a bottom, retested, formed another bottom, huge impulse to the upside. Okay. Yellow line goes above, orange line goes above yellow line, right? Orange line goes above yellow line. Boom. Right here, orange and yellow both go above. And then orange stays on top. As long as orange stays on top of yellow, it's always going to be on top of white in that instance. But here we go. So this orange line's been a huge test to us to say we tested, wanted to go below, we broke below, we came back, impulsed back up, and saw a nice huge gain. Now we almost retested again, yet continued to go. But until this, if you're just doing swing strategies, until this yellow line crosses back below the white line, there's no indication to sell. That's swing trading 101. So let's bring it out to a higher time frame, and let's see what's going on. The reason why I showed it to you on a lower time frame is because it's easier to see. You can see more and more of it happening over and over again. So when you go to the daily, you only get one candle a day. So you don't get, it takes a little bit longer to build those structures. Okay. Reason why I talked about impulses and flags is because I'm going to show you. So this was my crappy white line that I drew because that was just one little segment. And now, ching, ta-da, ching, ching. Okay. It's not awesome. I only got a C in R. Okay, don't judge me. But impulse up, flag, or pennant, and broke above the white line. We broke above, yellow line chasing the orange line's trying to poke above. If that's the case, Bitcoin also showed this particular pattern, and look what Bitcoin did. It went all the way up to 8,000. So what does that mean for good old Ethereum? Well, let's find out. So if you were to go here, I'd probably say that wasn't the last fib. Fib retrace. Cool. Swing high, swing low. If that's the most recent, which I would say, at least for now, is what I would use. I mean, you could fib it from here, you could fib it from here. Not gonna argue with you. If you fibbed it from there, maybe that's the fib because that's coming up on 236. I'm just taking the most recent, right? Yeah, I would say, yeah, let's just do here. Just makes the most sense to me right now. So you got above the 236, now you're working towards the 382. So in my opinion, lots of room to run here. I would definitely not say that I'm bearish on Ethereum in any circumstance. So let's look what happened. RSI doing its thing. Hot dog. All right, so what happened? Well-established trend line. Oh my God. 2 touch points, 2 anchor points to the bottom. Anchor point 1 and 2. And now, what do we make of this? I would say that this line has been a pain in your ass for a while to break. And now, we are here. Okay. Good, all good. That looks pretty okay. Yep, I can deal with that. Cool. So that's on the daily. So let's go down just a little bit more. 6 hour time frame. Oh my God, look at that pennant that we broke out of. Oh my God. Coming up on potentially the 382, which is at $236. Can't be mad about that. If that plays out. And we can, if you argue that our fib was correct. Shoulder, head, shoulder, bing. If you're in the family, you'll know what that means. You'll know what head and shoulders pattern of that would look like. You will also see it on the signal, and you will also see a head and inverse head and shoulders. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I'm definitely still a little bit bullish on ETH right now. I think we have a chance to go, maybe even, who knows, maybe June, maybe July, maybe August, maybe see $400, $500 potentially. Jeez, dog just went nuts. All right, so yeah, that's how we're seeing Ethereum. Cool. We already know XRP did its thing today, so that's exciting. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Are we all good? Cool. Another one that I've been looking at a little bit is Ravenclaw. And I screwed this one up way back when because I really thought we had more of an upside than we did. But it's all right. That's what happens. You get stopped out sometimes, and that's okay because that's what trading is, right? You don't win every trade you take. And if somebody tells you that they do, they're probably full of crap. But let's go to Raven to BTC. We will do it on the Binance exchange. And you guys can look at my failure. Okay, so I saw this as a falling wedge, and this is when I got out because we broke the wedge. As soon as you broke the wedge, I got out. I thought there was going to be a potential run up. We did see like 4% from when I called it, but nothing significant. I'm not proud of it. But however, what am I seeing now? This is what I'm seeing now. So maybe a bullish engulfing candle. That would be pretty sweet. Volumes, whatever. MACD's got me looking some type of way. See, I saw that as bullish divergence. But again, I definitely see it here. And you guys know, once Raven goes, this boy goes. It doesn't play, right? This bad boy will run. And this is another thing I'm also looking at too. So this right here, I'm just going to move my crap over because I suck and got that wrong. Lost 3%, and I'm going to get my 3% back. I mean, I got it back, but I want to get it back with Raven. Ravenclaw. And this is what I would monitor right here. Because that is bullish divergence. Now, here's what I would argue. Here's the only thing I'm not liking is right here. So, yes, we broke the wedge. One thing I do like is this is the 200-day moving average. We dropped below, and now we're trying to hold. You could be catching a falling knife. Won't argue with you on that, but it looks like we might have established just slightly, just the slightest, just the smallest amount of a little bullish divergence. Just ever so slightly. Like a peck on the cheek, right? And it may not confirm. Now, how do we know? We need to confirm it. Because where this could be a double bottom. Yes, it could. But who's to say that this doesn't do something like this? And this is where I don't want to see you guys get toasted. This is where I don't want to see you guys get rocked. Because what if you do this? Ting, ting, ting. What if you do that? Okay. You might. You probably would. However, short term, you're buying here. What's that mean? You're losing money, and you're probably going to sell this thing right here. Okay. I don't want that. So until we get enough confirmation, there's no need for us to jump all in, right? Because we don't have enough information yet. Now, what I like to see, well, here's what I would like to see. Man, I'm making some noises. My stomach's rumbling. Oh, I'm drawing still, that's why. Let's fix that. Now, if we can do this, well then yeah, that would be cool. But we don't have confirmation until we do this. And that, I'm not even going to use that line. That's trash. That is worth a C. Until this line goes above here, I'm not bullish. Only because it's just lower lows, right? Lower lows the entire time. So until we get above here, there's no reason for us just to lose our shit, because you don't want to be option A or option B, whatever one you want to call it, and crap out, because there's a good chance. Or you retest here and bounce. You just don't know. You don't have enough confirmation. There's not enough pieces of this puzzle put together yet for you to just be going all in, and at least in my opinion. But that's why we wait, and we'll see. But the daily candle looks pretty decent. I don't hate that. You know, volume's not terrible. And yeah, I mean, MACD, look at this. It's not leveled off yet, so there's nothing. But I definitely want you guys to keep your eye on it, because definitely as a swing trade, this could be something you could look into. And those targets that I put before could potentially be the ones you'd be looking at now. So now I would say you're at the channel. 1, 2. Yeah, cool. We're getting close. We're getting close, ladies and gents. We're getting close. This ad was sponsored by Unreal. Unfreaking real, dude. Bing, bing, ba-ding, all right. Cool. So that's Raven. I tell you what, guys, I gotta go get some food. I'm freaking hungry. So yeah, I might be on a little bit later, but as of now, I think that's it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down at the bottom. If not, that's okay too. But I want you guys to be better, you know, especially for you guys in the family. I really want you guys to pick this stuff up. And if there's something that you're not quite getting, just ask me. Just put it in the comments. Send me a private message or Andiamo, and we'll get you taken care of. Because we do, I mean, our success is your success, right? So we need you guys to provide feedback, and we definitely want to see what we can do to help you guys out here. Because this is a tough space, and it's not easy. And trying to tackle this on your own, it can be tough. So to have people, or, you know, whoever you can trust. I mean, not Joe at the water cooler, right? Somebody who you know, can validate for this market and for crypto and volatility and technical analysis. I just want to see you guys succeed. That's it, you know? And We're trying to do that the best way we know how. But obviously, every feedback and every piece of advice that you guys give can only make us better.